Shalom, shalom. Kal halalim la Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body. And shalom to the 144,000 and 1/3, the elect men, women, and children. Okay? Shalom. And I've got articles, Saints in Jersey, a brother from there, one of the prophets from there, as well as other brothers are bringing out news on, current events, obviously because, they're prophesying, right? They're filtering, using the scriptures, using the news and filtering through the scriptures. And, all these movies the so-called white man makes are all based off the scriptures, whether it's a superhero movie, whether it's a so-called alien attack movie, Mars attacks, Independence Day, the day the earth stood still, all these dystopian movies. All right, they're not making these movies for no reason. They're making these movies to let you know, right? They like to let you know. They like to prophesy. On the left-hand side, it's called Revelation of the Method, to let you know what time we're coming into. Right? And and obviously, especially with the alien stuff, so-called alien stuff. Alien just means basically, you're from a different part of the world, or you're just basically, you could be American and you're an alien in England, basically, because you're just not from that part of the world, so to speak, And the people from outer space that they're referring to, are they talking about Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, our King, and the angelic force that the Lord has given to Yahweh Shai, His Majesty, right? The head angel, Maya Ka'ala, Michael, war angel, angel of war. Okay. Now, this is from July the 27th. This is an East Indian, the Economic Times, East Indian newspaper, like the so-called Middle East or West Asia, and the Indian newspapers and journalists there, they usually bring out a little bit more truth compared to your Western counterparts, right? They're all, well, put it this way, the ones from the East bring out a little bit, give more of the raw truth, right? Now, this is from the 27th of July, okay, 10:37 p.m., which was yesterday, right? Now, Economic Times. Baba Vanga was right. Scientists claim alien ship larger than Manhattan moving at 1.3 lakh miles per hour to attack Earth this November. Right. Well, listen, if that happens by November, excellent. Because, we want to go home as soon as possible. But that's all, even these journalists don't know when Yahweh Shem Shai is going to make that sudden move. Right. The alien ships, or what you call the chariots, are already here. We can see them. All right. We can see them. They're already here, and they've been showing themselves. All right. And I was blessed enough to record a few. Had to be the size of like a small town, just flashing right in front of my house. But nevertheless, we've all seen chariots. Those of us that are in the truth, we see the chariots in different shapes and forms. Whether it's during the day, where you see like a wheel within a wheel, as the scriptures say, flying roll. Where you see like a torpedo type sort of chariot. Where you see like a little small vehicle type chariot where 2 people can fit in, or maybe 4 people can fit in, little miniature pods, or where we've seen like huge circles. We've seen them. Or we've seen the orbs. Right? They're here. They're letting their presence be known. But the Father ship, right, it's making its way over here. And obviously the Lord could send the Father ship just like in a snap of a fingers, even faster than that. Right? But the Lord is trying to make it all poetic. Make it all mysterious. Shake the hell out of people, you know? Because remember, this is Yahweh Bashim Yoshai's movie. So the Lord is just cruising in, you know how Jake likes to cruise in his ride, you know what I mean? Polish, you know, you polish your vehicle down, you know? It's a nice summer evening, you know, you got yourself together, you know, you're cruising, you know? Um, you know, in that, you know, the Lord's doing it the same way, man, just cruising in his vehicle, in his chariot, you know, and aching to get here, man, you know? Everything's on the timeline of Yahweh. Yahweh is the only one that knows. Yahweh doesn't even know, right? And Baba Vanga was some female mystic person from Eastern Europe or something. All right. Apparently she was blind, and you know, maybe the Lord used her to prophesy, because the Lord did say he's going to send dreams and visions upon people, and your people shall prophesy, right? Let's go to that scripture first. Your old men and young men shall prophesy, King James Version. Acts 2:17. Let's go to all flesh. Joel 2:28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. Obviously, that old woman is dead and gone now. Is Baba Vanga person, born in 1911, died in 1996. It was an old Edomite-looking woman from Eastern Europe. I don't know. She could have been Jake, you know, the Lord maybe used her, or she's a heathen. The Lord just used her to prophesy because she was apparently blind, right? So therefore, the Lord may have given her the gift of spiritual sight. You know, where people, you know, rely on her for certain visions and things to come or whatever, right? But that's, you know, it's not Baba Van Gogh's right. It's Yahweh Bashim Yashai was right, okay? This is all Yahweh Bashim Yashai's story. So F Baba Vanga, it's all about Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, all right? Scientists claim alien ship larger than Manhattan moving at 1.3 lakh miles per hour to attack Earth this November. That's in Indian currency, 1.3 lakhs. That's basically 130,000 miles per hour, right? Which is which is fast indeed from a human perspective. A team of scientists suggests that 3-1 Atlas, an interstellar object, might be an alien spacecraft heading towards Earth. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, a small hatter, points out its unusual trajectory and high speed, proposing it could be extraterrestrial spy technology. The object's path allows for potential surveillance, gadget deployment on planets, raising concerns about a possible alien attack in November. All right. Because usually when Edomites and heathen nations usually say, "Oh, this is going to happen at a certain time," blah blah blah. Like, what was it going to happen? When it was year 2000, something was going to happen. You know, like something about I don't know, something about some kind of virus or whatever. And people are preparing, you know, year 2000 from 1999, and as soon as it hits midnight, something's going to happen year 2000, whatever that bullshit was. Right? People like to say these kinds of things. When they say it, Esau don't let it happen. Why? So people don't actually believe that it's going to happen. So people don't have faith in it anymore because, you know, because Esau's trying to give you that fake safety. What did Esau say? I mean, sorry, what did Yahweh Bashim Yeshai in the spirit? You know, what does Yahweh Bashim Yeshai say? You know, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them like a woman in travail. So people are going to keep saying, you know, like that Keith Sweat spirit, I'm gonna. And then people say, they ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna do this. They ain't gonna do that. Right? Which is cool, right? Because you're supposed to believe in Yahweh Bashim Yeshai. You're not supposed to put your faith in man, right? Okay? Because we know the Lord is going to make the move and the Lord's going to make the move. Some two-bit journalist, right? You know, in whichever part of the world ain't going to discover when the Lord is going to actually make his move, do the attack, so-called, so to speak, right? Okay, because there's a couple of other prophecies that need to happen. The charagma, which is in effect rolling out slowly. Esau's rolling his so-called infrastructure out, the digital infrastructure out, right? Jacob's trouble, World War III, all these things. But it could happen by then. There's a possibility. That's all up to Yahweh Shem Shai. Even Yahweh Shai doesn't know. All right. So how is some journalists gonna know, right? Legendary Bulgarian mystic Baba Vanga had reportedly predicted that humanity would make contact with aliens in 2025. But recent scientific claims suggest that contact may come sooner and far more hostile. So they make movies like Independence Day. They show the chariot coming in the sky, covering the whole earth, right? It was a bright, sunny day. Will Smith waking up with his woman beside him. You know what I mean? Sunny day, beautiful manicured lawns. Everybody's chilling. It was a weekend, more than likely. I think it was in the movie. When you watch Independence Day, 1996, the first one, right? And then what happened? People playing chess in, what was that? Near Central Park, I think. It was a sunny day in 1996. Old New York. And what happened? Darkness covered the sky. That's how big the chariot was. All right. According to a report published on July the 16th on the preprint server AIXIV and cited by the New York Post and Southwest News Service, a team of scientists has warned that an alien spacecraft may be heading toward Earth, potentially launching an attack as early as this November. Okay. Let me go to the scripture first. Nobody knows but the Father. I've got to paraphrase it. I don't know how to get the scripture up. Nobody knows the time but the Father. Nobody knows the time but the Father. King James Version. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Matthew 24 and 36. Matthew 24 and 36 says, Baba Vanga don't know. These journalists don't know. All right? But yes, the Lord is going to return. The Lord's going to return in even more of a... listen, man, Yahweh Shem Shai is the ultimate drama king. Jake likes drama. Jake likes, being seen. Jake likes, to enter the place, looking clean and lean. Everybody, all eyes on him or whatever. How Jake's like that peacock, isn't it? Likes to flex. And how much Yahweh Shem Shai? And I'm saying that with all due respect. Matthew 24 and 36, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only, man. Only Yahweh knows. All right? We want it to be, hey, man, sooner the better, man. This fucking kingdom falls, the better. Boy, it's getting annoying. It's getting annoying being in this bitch. The object in question, named 3-Eye Atlas, is called 3-Eye Atlas, was first detected on July the 1st and is racing toward the sun at over 130,000 miles per hour. Just a day after its discovery, astronomers confirmed that it originated from outside our solar system. Initial observations suggested it might be a comet roughly 15 miles in diameter, making it even larger than Manhattan. That's why they make movies, man. Like that. That's why they make movies like that. Don't look up. But we are going to look up. I always look up. When I leave the house, I look right and left, and I always look up when I got the time. As long as my circumference is clear and there's no one around me, I always look up to gaze at the sky. If you see the chariots, whether they're translucent, where you can see the wheel within a wheel, because the Lord has opened up your pineal gland to see these things, or it's glowing, or you see a little flash or a flicker, right? Let's go to that scripture. Our redemption is coming from the chariots in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Look up, for your redemption draweth nigh. King James Version. And these things are coming to pass. All these prophecies are coming into pass. Luke 21 and 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. What does redemption mean? Right? Definition of redemption. The action of saving or being saved from sin, error, or evil. All right? We want to be saved from the evils that are to come on this planet. Because the Lord is sending, the Lord controls both sides. Isaiah 45 verse 7. The Lord controls the right hand side and the left hand side. All right? So great evils are coming, man. And these chariots are going to do some major cleanup, man. All right? Major cleanup. And they're not coming here, man. You know, you saw in the Independence Day that Edomite bitch that stood up on there. Oh, I want to be friends, you know, with the so-called aliens or whatever. People wearing those, I don't know, green lizard type outfits, or they were carrying some kind of sign of the green lizard type outfit. The angels don't look like that. Angels are human beings, man. You know, I mean, they could pass for. Well, yeah, they are. They're of a how do you say it, man? They're of a divine. You know, they're of divine energy, right? And they look like human beings. I'll say it that way. You know, I'm not the best speaker, right? Okay, and they look like so-called black men. Sometimes they come out, come looking like so-called native Indian men or just brown men in general. But for the most part, they're so-called black men with afros and beards, man, and very tall and muscular. All right. However, in their paper, researchers Avi Loeb, Adam Hibbard, and Adam Crowell from the Initiative for Interstellar Studies propose that 3-eye Atlas might not be a natural object at all, but rather a piece of extraterrestrial spy technology in disguise. You know, they're trying to they bring out the truth and they're gonna say, oh, it could be some spy technology. Then people are gonna think, oh, ain't no aliens. It's probably the Chinese or the Japanese or whatever, or the Russia using flight technology and just disguising it, making it look like some kind of spaceship. But it's really just a spy technology. Well, you can put it this way, right? If this spy technology is the angels spying on you damn devils and letting you know that they're spying on you, because they're reporting back to Yahweh Bashim Mashai, all right? You can quote it however you want. You can quote it however you want, right? But those are the chariots of Yahweh Bashim Mashai. Loeb, a Harvard astrophysicist known for his controversial theory that the 2017 object Oumuamua could have been an alien reconnaissance probe, argues that 3-eye Atlas displays several unusual characteristics, including a unique trajectory and exceptionally high speed. These anomalies, he suggests, could point to an intelligent origin. What does intelligent mean? Let's go there. We all know that it means sharp or sharp in the mind, but let's just get a really nice sort of breakdown of it. Definition of intelligent: having or showing intelligence, especially of a high level. All right. And these are intelligence of Yahweh Bashim Yashai within these angels, man. So very high level. A very, very, very high level. All right. Let's go to, which one is this? Psalm 68 and 17. The chariots of the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yashai, are 20,000. Even thousands of angels. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. The Lord's going to be traveling on the biggest chariot. Okay? And the Lord's going to make his entry within this atmosphere very soon. When that happens, all right, don't get it twisted. Even the elect, they're not going to get scared. Actually, the hopeful elect are going to get scared. Right? You just imagine, bruv, right? Like an Independence Day, that huge, giant chariot, the smoke or fog clears, and there's a huge chariot, all right? A huge chariot. It might even have Hebrew writing underneath it, man. You never know, right? Lashwan Kodash. You're going to see it in the sky. You're going to be like, Rakti Yahweh Bashim Yashai, and be scared at the same time. But a confidence, but a fear as well, a very strong fear. All right, a very strong fear, man. All right, but confidence as well. And not shook up like the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you're talking about Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, man. We're talking about, man, do you realize listen, we're talking about the power of heaven and earth, and the power of heaven and earth, his only begotten son, our king, Yahweh Shai, returning on a chariot, man, a so-called UFO with thousands and thousands and thousands of angels, man. One angel could delete the planet, bro. And how much more when Yahweh Shai, his majesty, is there? That is that's some extensive major power. All right. And the chariots are thousands. The chariots of the Most High, 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. Right? As I'm speaking like this, no word of a lie, and I'm not bragging. I can see the chariots flickering through the sky during daylight. I can see them cruising through. I can see them whizzing through the sky. Because the Lord sometimes opens up your pineal gland like that. The same way we see these orbs going across the walls and our ceilings. Psalms 104, verse 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind? Who does that, man? Who does that? All power is in the hands of Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai, man. All right, the chariots could look like a cloud. We've seen videos. It's like a cloud. Was shaped exactly like a disc. Or it's a cloud covering a disc. And within the cloud, you can see flickers of light just flashing. And the whole sky could be just blue, beautiful blue color, man, like just sky blue. And you see this one white cloud just moving through the sky on its own, hundreds miles per hour. And it looks kind of crazy, but it's beautiful at the same time. That's a chariot, man. Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Okay? What does rebuke mean? Let's go there. Definition of rebuke. Express sharp disapproval or criticism because of their behavior or actions. All right? And the Lord is going to disapprove with flames of fire. His anger and fury with flames of fire. All right? For you, that's how the Lord is going to execute his rebuke. The Lord is not coming, that's why these damn devils are getting scared. That's why you don't see a lot of these so-called elites on the front page anymore. You know what I mean? Literally. Do you see them in any documentaries? Oh, hello, Mr. Rothschild. How's your day going? What are you doing exactly in Paris? Or, oh, hello, Mr. Rothschild or Mr. Rockefeller. How are you doing today in London? All these, you remember, used to see them around all the time about 15, 20 years ago. You'd see one of these ugly ass crackers here and there. You would see them here and there. They'd be pretty much interviewed by somebody, or one of their kith or kin, or their daughters or granddaughters or grandsons will be interviewed. You don't see them no more because they're getting comfortable underneath the ground, man, in their bunkers and all that. All right, listen. How these motherfuckers live above ground, with their favorite restaurants and stores and clothing places. They do the same thing. They've got high-end malls and employees there, bars, restaurants. They've got that whole shebang there. Like they're living above ground. I'm sure they've got like spaces where they could drive around underneath the ground maybe as well. I don't know. I know that they're comfortable. And listen, they're trillionaires. They've got all the money. They've got all the money in this world. This is their world for the short duration. For the last few seconds, they got it. So they're living comfortably. That's why they're hiding underneath them bunkers, bro. They're in them bunkers. All right? Okay? They're shitting themselves, man. They're putting a smile on their face. That's just Satan, rubbing shoulders with them and saying, don't worry, you got this, man. You got this. You're gonna take out the Lord and his son with your weaponry. You are the man, Esau. You are the man. However the Lord is feeding these demons to them, and these demons are giving them all this fake sort of Dutch courage, as they say, as somebody has a drink and think they can fight like, some regular peckerwood that, doesn't have to scrap or whatever. He has a bottle of whiskey. He thinks, oh, yeah, I can fight Michael J. White. And then Michael J. White licks his head off. That's how these devils think, man, in their fake pride and their Dutch courage, as they say. And it says it points to an intelligent origin. Indeed, it's from intelligent origin. It's from Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. In a blog post, Loeb noted that the object's path through the solar system allows it to pass close to Jupiter, Mars, and Venus, an ideal opportunity, he says, for aliens to covertly deploy surveillance gadgets on these planets. Okay, is there anything else? All these damn commercials and advertisements popping up on the screen. Loeb warns that this situation might not just be surveillance, but a precursor to a potential alien attack, urging that defensive measures may need to be considered. Whether this object turns out to be a comet or a cosmic Trojan horse, the scientific world and the public will be watching closely as November approaches. Let's see if there's anything else I can find on this. So the Lord is around the corner, man. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, man. The Lord is returning, man. I think that's how the song goes. That's alluding to a chariot. She'll be coming around the mountain as she comes. All right, let's just go to, okay, that's from Economic Times. Military Times. Well, that's from 2023. Alien mothership lurking in, it's a father ship. Alien mothership lurking in our solar system. The UFOs that scientists think are real but can't explain. Okay, 27th of June, 2025. Okay. Okay, let's go to, that's 2023 as well. Let's go to the 2025 articles. These chariots are beautiful. You know, I love watching that movie with Richard Dreyfuss. What's that one called again, man? Something of the fifth kind, or whatever it's called. I think something like that. From the mid '70s, man. You find that movie's name again? I don't want to quote it wrong. Richard Dreyfuss alien movie. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 1977. Especially the upgraded version, man, where they cleaned it up. It's a nice movie to watch, man. Make the chariots look so beautiful, colorful and stuff. Man. And they show that time isn't a factor because they kidnap people in the chariots. When people come out in 1977, they show all these people that they've been kidnapped over the last couple hundred years from different ages. It's a decent movie, man. New Jersey is the new Roswell, so it might seem after a swarm of bright lights, glowing orange and red orbs and unidentified flying objects filled the skies throughout December 2024. All right, I made the point, man. You know, check it out yourself. Right. I have to talk because I don't want to keep yapping away. Salaki for that, man. Look at that. Imagine being beamed up, bro. How it's gonna feel. Going up in the chariot, and your eyes open up, and who you see first. You know, when you see the, more than likely see the Lord first, right? Just all these things come in your mind. Anyway, hey man, the chariots are in our atmosphere, and that chariot is around the corner, man. Let's go to the article again. No. Okay, that was the Economic Times. Let's go to the Hindustan Times. Hostile alien spacecraft to attack Earth this November. Study makes shocking claim. Yeah, same news. 130,000 miles per hour. Anyway, all praise to Yahweh Bashem Hashai, Bashem Rakakadash, Shalom. The Lord is returning soon. All right. Esau can't put a specific timeline on it, but the Lord is going to make his move soon. It's because they're saying November. The Lord could do it earlier. The Lord could do it later. It's up to the Lord. Obviously, these prophecies have to come to pass before, because the Lord is you know, as I say, the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yeshua is not a man that he should lie. The Lord is going to do it according to his specific timeline because it's his movie, but it is soon. All right, all right. But they're saying that the chariot is in the atmosphere, the fathership. All right. Anyway, shalom.